Hi everybody. Hey, thanks for taking a ride with me today in this 1989 Carrera 2 Coupe. This is about as close to a dream car as I can get. This car is amazing. The 89 Porsche 911. The thing is, if you know 911s, you'll know that the 964 and the 911, the original 911 at the end of the 80s, were far and away the best. 87 and newer were the G50 Trans, which this one being an 89 certainly is, but it is as analog and as awesome as a drive experience you could ever get. Manual steering, but it's not that hard. Once you're moving, it feels like it's just a power-assisted small boost. But the build quality is awesome. I mean, this really does actually smell like new Porsche leather inside. It smells so good. But this car is all factory original, which I think is one of the biggest selling points on anything like this. Never smoked in, smells new, all the gauges, everything works great inside. The air conditioning works. It's got the Blaupunkt. I'm not sure which model it is, but Blaupunkt something, but it works. That's all you're gonna get today because I don't want to hear the radio. But this car's absolutely solid, all original paint all the way around. Red tan, which is, you know, guards red and tan, I should say, which is really what sells the car. But the flat six is so healthy. Now, I can't tell you it's the fastest flat six out there, but these are known to go 300,000 miles plus without any major work. So you're talking about engineering function before form. But I'm coming up on a little stretch here. We might get a little chance to go a little quick here. Here we go. I'm in second. I'm sorry, I'm in third gear. Let me go back down to second. Hang on one second. G50 is awesome to shift with. I'm not gonna tell you how fast I'm going there, but holy cow. Look at the steering wheel. I mean, it's absolutely straight on. I'm hugging a curve here. No bumps, no nothing, no unbalanced, just awesome. And listen to this thing sing. If we really want to go crazy. That's awesome. These are what 911s are, man. You just don't have to worry about beating on them. They love to be exercised, and this one is no joke. 16,000 miles on an 89. How sweet is that? I feel like a champion just being able to drive this thing. Yeah, back to fourth. Listen to that. I got a stoplight coming up here, so I'm gonna hit the brakes pretty hard. Watch this. Arrow straight. Hit a bump there for a little bit for a twitch, but arrow straight. We're on a closed race course, so I can tell you we went from about 90 to maybe 20 there. But it's so smooth and serene. These are one of those things, I could get behind the wheel of a Lamborghini Aventador today and I'm sorry, it doesn't do as much for me as this thing does. It's just such a great testament to amazing automotive craftsmanship. They're so solid. Everything's solid. You slam the doors, they're so solid. You take them out for a ride, they're so solid. It's one of the greatest opportunities you'll ever have to drive a car behind the wheel. That's why 911s, I mean, if you tell me you don't like a 911, it means you've never driven one. I was part of that crew years ago. I drove my first 911 and I'm like, wow, what was I missing? I know it's a 6-cylinder. These are flat cooled, air cooled, or flat 6 air cooled. But these seats are fantastic. They're all original. Everything on this car is factory original. Air conditioning works, power windows up front, power moonroof up top. Let's make sure that works, and it does. There we go. I'll close it for sound purposes. But this car's all original, not a panel of paint on it. So the second owner, this is 1989, the second owner, we actually have it on consignment from, he actually bought it in 1990 from the original owner. So he's had it since it had 1,600 miles on it. Obviously has not driven it much, but is taking great care of it. It's freshly serviced. Oil, fluids, everything are good right now. So you basically can take this car home and you can drive it across the country if you wanted to. Just such a cool feeling. And here I'm in fourth. go down to third. I'm gonna make a right turn here. Listen to this. Coming around the curve. Manual steering loads up nice. Red line in second. Red line in third. Oh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Listen to that. Clutch is awesome. This motor's super healthy. Listen again. That's all the way into third gear. Woohoo! That's what these cars are built to do. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Listen to this downshift. Going down a second for a good curve here. You know, I wish I had this available to spend on this car right now. I would buy it for myself because it's, I mean, red tan, guards red tan. It's a Carrera, and they didn't make a 2 or 4 back then. That was just a Carrera. But the fit and finish, I mean, this interior, the headliner, everything on this car is as it came brand new. You can tell every single night of this thing's life has been spent in a climate-controlled garage. 3.2 downshift. To the guy that buys this car, you already know what you're looking at. You just happen to be looking at the nicest version of a 911 Carrera Coupe. I'm trying to find flaws that keep this thing not factory new, and I'm having a really hard time. Clutch takes up nice and low at the bottom. No gas there. Takes right up nice and easy. So the only other thing I really want to note is there is some wear and tear on the shift top here. I guess the shifter handle. We will get that fixed if you want, but then there's just a tiny little bit of wear on the bolster on the driver's side, but that's not much at all. So we can get both of those repaired, but that's really the only things that'll come with this car that are not factory standard. All right, I'm at a stoplight here. We're gonna make a right turn. So the G50 is a massive improvement on this car. The G50 is just the transmission alone. It's a 5-speed, short ratio. If you drove an 85 or an 86 car that did not have this, it feels like you're just shifting in any pattern, but in one here, listen, nice and easy. Second. Third. Fourth. Listen to that. Fifth. Sorry, the keys over here are clanking a little bit. But this is 5th gear. It's at 60 miles an hour. It's a walk in the park. The turning radius is awesome. Look at this. It's the smallest turning radius I can think of, but comes right out perfectly. But let's say you wanted to go a little bit faster, so you went from 5th to 3rd. Let's do that. All right, I'm in 5th. Let's go back to 4th again. It's factory new. I was 10 when this car was built. So again, you talk about childhood heroes. This is definitely one of them. Here, I'm at 1,000 revs in second. I'm gonna drop it down, it'll probably be about 1,200 here, but if the valves aren't adjusted properly, it would never pull from this as smoothly as it does, but it's been that well cared for its whole life. All right, second gear here from 20 miles an hour. G50's everything. my gosh, it's so smooth. This car's incredible. Just look at it super closely. There's no surprises. It's got to be one of the nicest cars available in the country today, if not the best for an 89 coupe. There were so few that came here in that year, and it's just the right combination. It's like this car actually springboarded Porsche back to profitability. Oh, it's just singing. It's so analog. Everything you do in this car is just manual. I mean, the steering, the shifter, it's got pedals. The pedals are hinged from the floor up. So when I hit the clutch goes like this all the way down to the floor and back. If you've been in one of these, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you don't. But these are one of the best investments you can make in a car these days, especially with awesome pedigree here. 2 owners. The second owner's had it for almost its entire life, all but a year. Second gear again. It's just unbelievable. Not sure if I've ever said this before. I know I have if you haven't seen any of my old videos. The Porsche 911 is far and away my favorite car. It's a car you can use every single day. They're so reliable. They're so well built. It's got everything you could possibly need. This car's got a moonroof, air conditioning, AM/FM cassette. You might want to tweak that, I think, in the future if you're going to drive it all the time. But air conditioning, awesome 5-speed G50 trans, the traditional ergonomically sound Porsche gauges here. I've got fuel level, oil pressure, oil temperature, oil pressure, obviously my tachometer, which is dead center, which you should see in a performance car, my speedometer, and then a VDO clock. I don't know. You know, there's certain times that I'll drive something that, and I do get to drive a little bit of everything, don't get me wrong, but there's certain times I'll drive cars that are just royalty to me. This is one of them. This is definitely one of them. But an 89 with 16,000 original miles, and it feels like an original 16,000 mile car every single bit of the way. Tires are quiet. Clutch feels great, accelerates well, doesn't need a valve adjustment. You know, usually you'll see them sputter a little bit if they do. But listen to that motor. That motor's amazing. Here, 3-2. Just sings. And it sounds like nothing else. Here we go. First, second, third. Woo! So fun and such an amazing car. Well, thanks for taking a ride with me in the 911 today. We'll be getting back to doing a whole lot more of this at Chicago Motor Cars. But yeah, when I get in a car like this that I've never really had a chance to truly experience, it is an absolute blessing. But 5th gear, it'll take me home with good fuel economy too. Well, to check out more of our inventory, check out chicagomotorcars.com. You'll see, you know, about 250 cars right now that are available for sale, which we have a little bit of everything for everybody. But make sure you check in with us again on YouTube here. I'm Chris. Thanks for going for the ride, and I will see you later. That's 4th, and that's 3rd. So cool.